Howdy everybody, I'm Voltz, and welcome back to another reaction video. And in today's video, I'm going to be reacting or watching a video called Searching for a World That Doesn't Exist. Now, this video itself has been out for about half a year at this point, and I think a lot of people who have already reacted to it did that ages ago, and technically, it's not, like, popular now. Then again, I have no idea if it's, like, still popular. Then again, that doesn't really matter as much. I'm just sort of pointing it out because, why not? But anyway, so this video, as far as I'm aware, it's, well, just judging by the thumbnail alone, it looks Minecraft style, and it's very blocky, voxel-like. So I'm assuming that it's in the style of Minecraft in a way. Now, this video itself is about 40-ish minutes long, so I honestly thought it would be about 20 to 30 minutes long, not 40, but that's completely fine. And I don't recently I tried reacting to another thing, and the video isn't out by the time I'm recording this, but I wanted to experiment reacting to that thing because that has more likely to be, you know, copyrighted by YouTube's system. I don't think this will get flagged for copyright. I think it's okay if I sort of, you know, react to this in a sort of normal and natural way, rather than how I displayed the other video, you know, having my face in it and having, like, I don't know, different layers of the video. You probably have no idea what I'm talking about, and that's completely fine. Basically, what I'm trying to say is, I don't think I have to overthink or stress about the copyright when reacting to this, so I think it's okay. And I would like to sort of do more reaction type videos, and I've been wanting to do more, but it's just, you know, I've just been very, very busy with other projects in the behind the scenes. I was gonna say in the background, but technically it's not really the background. But anyway, let's go ahead and start searching for a world that doesn't exist.
Whatever you do at the crossroads, don't turn left.
Don't turn left.
This is the first line in a
okay.
book that Avery claims he did not write. 2 weeks ago, a YouTube channel called Avery the Mayo uploaded
Avery the Mayo. This immediately, this channel name reminds me of another channel name called Under the Mayo, and some of the opinions that I've listened from that guy, I don't necessarily agree with, but it's an interesting look into, like, his opinions about the games he talks about. But yeah, Under the Mayo, Avery the Mayo, okie dokie.
a YouTube video titled Weird Book I Did Not Write, where he shows us a mine that supposedly he never built. Inside the mine
Okay, so it's definitely Herobrine then, isn't it?
is a chest that Avery did not place, and inside the chest is a book that Avery did not write. Inside the book,
So a lot of these things is something that Avery did not do. That's what I'm getting from this, okie dokie.
book is a very strange message. Whatever you do at the crossroads, don't turn left. Don't be fooled.
You know what? Don't turn left reminds me of a Doctor Who episode called Turn Left. So yeah, I'm immediately liking this.
It's listening. You can't outsmart it. It's listening to me. It's watching me. It isn't
It's listening to Tom. Sorry.
from this world. At the crossroads, don't turn left. At the crossroads, don't turn
We love a little bit of repetition, don't we? We love that.
left. At the crossroads, don't turn left. At the crossroads, don't turn left. Over and over,
To be fair, I think I got the message now. Thank you very much, notebook.
followed by a sequence of numbers.
Okay, so these are definitely coordinates of some kind? Oh, or maybe dates. I'm gonna assume that they're dates.
And that's it. It seems impossible that a whole mine just appears in your world.
Oh,
without
I mean, this is
your knowledge.
actually pretty loud. I was thinking there would be, I don't know, moderately, well, between quiet and loud, which, you know, is kind of like normal volume, and this doesn't seem to be at normal volume, so I'm just going to put it at normal volume. Yeah, you know, in the middle. Yeah, that seems right.
But Avery explains in the description of the video that the laptop he's playing on is from a storage locker. It already had Minecraft installed and this world already existed, but when Avery first loaded it up, it was just a normal world. He only now discovered this mine a few hundred blocks from his house. So in that case, what is this book? The contents are strange and it's not evident what they refer to. If anything, they just sound like some crazy rambling, but the numbers at the end are clearly some sort of code, so maybe—
Well, you could say it's a code, or you could say it's, as I said, a date.
maybe we can solve it and figure out what this book is talking about. Except we can't. The numbers go higher than 26, so it's not any alphabetical code. There are 4 sections, not 3, so it isn't coordinates. And in fact, there's not a single cipher that comes up as a good match for this code. If it is a code, it's unlike any code I've ever seen, and I wasn't able to decipher it. So is that it? A strange one-off?
I just realized, hang on, I love the naming convention here. The Must Mayo. I love that.
Is that it? A strange one-off YouTube video and a dead end? Not quite, because for 2 frames at the very end of the video, Avery's inventory flashes a random pattern of blocks.
Wow.
And this time, there is a code. Because
Wait, there is? Oh, wait. 1Z... Wait, hold a minute. 1ZV. So, 1... Z... Oh, is it because of 2? Hang on. It might be. It must be, okay. And then
first
V.
letter.
7... Okay, so yeah, V for vine, 7 for... Well, 7 in the corner. E for ender block. B for... birch, I was gonna say block. K for... Wait, what's K for? I... have no idea. And what was the next one? Z. Oh, because of, yeah, zombie, of course. And then helmet, yeah, iron helmet. K... Oh, kelp, right? Yeah, it has to be kelp, okay. And then egg is... I have no clue. Anyway, we should probably let him continue.
Letter of the name of every block, and capitalizing it if the...
You're saying the name of every block, and yet you've got numbers there. Which is obviously not the name of every block, but okay.
there is more than one, you get a string. A string that perfectly matches the length of a Google Drive link that
Wow.
when you enter takes you to a folder.
Okay. That's kind of dope.
And this is where the true mystery begins. The mystery of a Minecraft world that doesn't exist. Opening the video named Footage 1, we can see a player in the exact same spot Avery was in the last video, except now he has way more items than he had last time. Presumably this is from his house, and he's come to use this mine in survival as part of this world. The book is now gone from the chest, but it could be that Avery just burned it because it creeped him out, or it's just this book in his inventory. Regardless, Avery lines up with the other strip mine and begins to start a new one into the wall, but when he does, he finds this.
Oh, hell yeah. Got a bunch of caves to explore. Hell fucking yeah.
Nothing weird, it's just a cave, and Avery walks in to begin exploring, until he stops and sees this. It's hard to make out, but as he walks closer we can see what it is. Moss and grass. This is immediately a red flag, because this kind of terrain does not generate in caves. Avery checks underneath it, but there's nothing else either.
is this actually what happens? Or a lack of what happens? Because I cannot recall if that does actually appear in a cave like that, or if that doesn't. I mean, I've not been in that many caves since the new updates, so I don't know if this is like a new thing, or if that is true that it never ever happens, or very rarely happens. That's interesting.
And when he runs back to grab his torches, he notices yet another patch of moss in the corner of the cave. Again, not natural, but not leading anywhere either. It's only when he heads back down the cave does he see it. A tree. Avery approaches the clump of greenery.
Okay, yeah, that's definitely not normal.
There it is. A tree unlike any other oak tree in the entire game. Whatever this is, it isn't normal. Avery backtracks a bit, and we get a better look at this shrub, for lack of a better word. And after some hesitation and circling around it, Avery decides to try mining the tree.
And then the entire cave just blows up.
And he does, with no problem. It looks just like a normal tree, except normal trees don't generate underground. And it's not the only one. As Avery goes deeper and deeper into the cave, he passes larger and larger patches of greenery, coming across more shrubs, and even more trees, and even more moss. He pauses to talk at one point, but instead of commenting on the trees, he brings up something else. It's weird, we've only seen stone. And I guess he's right, the walls of this cave don't have any diorite, granite, andesite, or ores, but come on, there's a bigger elephant in the room.
I love how many names there are, like, there could even be, like, Resident Evil-ite. It's just, the naming conventions of, like, these items and blocks is just absolutely bizarre to me sometimes. It's just weird.
At some point, though, Avery's wish gets granted, and the cave turns into terracotta, tuff, and deep slate. The greenery gets larger and larger, with the trees growing bigger and bigger. Until finally, Avery reaches the end.
Oh, I thought I was going to say Herobrine appears. I'm not sure why I'm putting everything related to Herobrine in this, because, I mean, it's very, very obvious that everything was Herobrine. I mean, anything suspicious is Herobrine, you know? Oh, wow. That is a sight to behold. Like, wow.
Avery stops for several long seconds, just taking everything in. The room is a giant cave of green, with strange, unnaturally large trees forming a staircase on the back wall. The floor is covered in a massive field of moss, scattered with the strange trees we saw earlier. Avery slowly heads down the cavern wall, being careful not to take too much damage while maneuvering his way to the bottom. He looks around in awe as he explores the chamber, and from closer up, we can see a tunnel right between the massive tree gates. Avery searches around the trees for a few minutes, seemingly mesmerized by the build, and we can see that these gates are made of trees stacked on trees stacked on trees, made of spruce, mud,
whoever made all of this is 100% a tree lover.
And oak. But the question here is obvious. What is this place? This kind of...
Also, yeah, not just whoever, but whatever made this, because we can't just assume that it's like someone. It could also be something that made this, you know, like, I don't know, generation. So, whatever made this loves trees as well.
Terrain, obviously, doesn't generate naturally, so who made it, and how does it just appear in Avery's world?
Well, you could say, oh, who made it, but, I mean... it could be a combination of who and what, because, like, you know, someone could be prompting something and it generates... Oh my god, this is just an allegory of AI, isn't it? Oh my god.
Well, if there's any answer to that question, it's through this tunnel, because finally, Avery decides to stop sightseeing and heads down the tunnel at the center of the room. Avery walks through the mud brick tunnel, turning to glance behind him every few steps. But of course, nothing is there. The world is set to single player. At least, it seems that way.
Hang on a minute, if the game is set to single player, then why has the text been popping up in the bottom left corner you know, saying something. Maybe it's like a log to write what you're witnessing, like, you know, like a diary. Maybe it's like that, but why would you do that in the chat? Because, you know, it will just disappear once you've left the world. So you would only do that if you're in a multiplayer world of friends. But this is a solo, apparently.
This happens. Something is wrong. It's almost impossible to notice, but at the far edge of the tunnel, the first pair of torches have suddenly been wiped out. Avery stares for a few seconds and continues walking. Another pair of torches is gone. I'm not scared of torches turning off.
Maybe the chat thing is... Okay, so the voiceover is voiceovering what this guy's doing, and the chat is saying what the guy's thinking in that moment. I guess that's what it's doing, okay.
And then another. I don't know what kind of practical joke this is, but I already heard you in the...
It is so Herobrine, isn't it? Jump scare?
I'm not scared of a game.
Love the whispering. Oh wow. Okay. You are about to not die. Okay, good.
I don't know why I just jumped down. I wasn't scared, but I felt compelled. I've never felt like that in my life. What is going on here? Things just went from strange to incredibly creepy in a matter of seconds. This doesn't just happen on a normal world, but Avery did say he found this world on a computer he got from a storage locker. So maybe this is just a world that the old owner of this computer created, and it's just some strange adventure horror map. Case closed. Except it's not, because the video files aren't the only thing in this Google Drive folder. If you remember, there's also this PDF, and opening it, we see this. My exploration into a strange tunnel I found in my Minecraft world. I've been playing this world for a while and just discovered this. This is my documentation of the search. Notably, when I installed Minecraft, this world came pre-created. Always thought that was a little strange, but I'm not really sure. This seems okay enough, but remember what Avery said earlier. He found this computer in a storage locker with Minecraft installed. Not he installed Minecraft and this world was there. Admittedly,
Wait.
Storage locker with Minecraft.
Okay.
Admittedly, it's a pretty small
To be fair, I had not noticed that. I think it's because the voiceover, it feels like I'm just taking in the information without my brain having to do like work with noticing the things. It's like my brain is expecting to be told this because of the whole voiceover thing. If it weren't for the voiceover, I probably would be, you know, scouting information and sort of like putting two and two together in my head. But because of the voiceover, not to say that this is the issue for of voiceovers in general, just the voiceover in this instance, it makes me feel like I'm expecting to be told information rather than my brain put information together, if you know what I mean.
difference, but still, why the conflicting stories? Something you may have also noticed that I can't explain is why Avery's name is now censored. He wasn't censored in the previous video.
I just assumed that it was censored because forgot to censor it before.
Videos, but now he's both hidden his name and changed his skin, almost like he's hiding from something. But there's still a lot more of this footage, and if you want to figure out what's happening in this world, why it exists, and what it has to do with Avery, we have to keep watching, as Avery runs from whatever it is that's hiding in this world. Avery says he has to keep moving, even if he doesn't exactly know why, and the only way to go is down. Avery takes a leap into the giant pool of water before him and swims down into a junction of tunnels. After some hesitation, he burrows himself in the left wall for air before swimming down the left tunnel. He continues to navigate through the dark water, the tunnel getting narrower and narrower, with no end in sight. Until it opens into a giant cavernous room with just enough space at the top to get a bit of air. When Avery descends again,
Honestly, all of that water just reminds me of Subnautica. Despite me not even playing much of Subnautica myself, well, the reason why I don't play it is not because I'm scared of playing it. It's mostly because when I'm actually trying to play it, I actually don't really get scared that much when playing it. I just get very confused and also kind of bored because I don't know what I'm even doing. So because there's so much water and like you're, I guess, scavenging for items, apart from that, no idea what I'm doing. So I just I don't really bother with the game. But this whole sea part definitely reminds me of Subnautica.
Can see tunnel openings sprawling across the walls. Avery scans around. There's no marker of where to go, just tunnels upon tunnels as far as the eye can see. And then he hears it.
No, not the cave sounds. That isn't the cave sounds.
The same sound as when the whispers played previously. Avery rushes to dig into the wall, and as he blocks himself in, we can hear the whispers again.
The whispers are telling him to go the fuck away. Leave now.
Quieter, but still there, as if they're passing by him. When the coast is clear, Avery digs out. But now what? He has no choice but to gamble on a tunnel and hope it's correct. He scans the walls again, no obvious sign of which one to pick. So finally, he rolls the dice. The tunnel leads to another junction, and again, after a slight hesitation, Avery goes left. The tunnel continues.
And here we go for the turn left, eh?
Getting narrower and narrower and narrower until finally
I mean, at least you didn't die in the water there.
he finds himself in the oasis.
He also finds himself very, in a very similar structure, because didn't that look awfully similar to where he was? I mean, yes, okay, there is a difference here because the trees are not really in like wall formation, but it is still very similar to where he was before.
Avery looks around the room, strangely almost peaceful. He's in the middle of a square pond, flanked on all sides by the same uncanny trees. He stares off at the water for a second before towering up and getting a good look around. Nothing but trees as far as the eye can see. For a moment, he pauses. Before something snaps, and he crafts a boat to get to the...
Are we saying that Thanos is coming finally?
Without hesitation, he dives down into the tunnel and plugs up the hole. He makes another trip for good measure, plugging it even further. If this thing comes through here again, it has to break that, but I need to explore. He sails back to the edge of the lake. What it can't avoid doing is loading the chunk. Avery chops a few trees and crafts a hopper with the spare iron in his inventory. His plan is simple: set a trap for the thing following him. But wait, did I miss something? Because how does he know that something is following him? Sure, those torches turned off, and yeah, we heard those noises before, but there's actually an even stronger piece of evidence I haven't mentioned. Remember when Avery said this? I already heard you in the cave. Well, it took—
Yeah, you know what? I saw that, and I was like, I don't remember seeing that in that moment, and I thought it was weird how the video showcased or presented this text in the chat when I don't remember seeing the text in the chat. Maybe it did happen and I just don't remember it, but I remember the first piece of text, just not the second one. So I did think that was a bit weird. I didn't say anything because I thought that my mind was just playing tricks on me, but I mean, maybe that is what it is.
It took me a second to figure out what exactly he meant, but then I heard this. It's almost impossible to make out, but on a few separate instances while Avery was walking in that original cave, he would randomly pause for a second or two, and now we know why. He was listening. Every time he paused, for just a brief moment, you could hear footsteps on the stone behind him, stopping just a fraction of a second too late to be quiet. But okay, if something is somehow really following Avery in a single-player world, how can he stop it, or at least get it to reveal itself? Well, that's exactly what he's doing right now. Like he said, he needs time—
Well, you know what? I appreciate the flashback, mate.
to look around and explore this world, but while he's gone, anything can just swim through the hole and replace the blocks to make it look like nothing happened. But if Avery turns down his render distance and puts items in this hopper, if he then goes far enough away and unloads the chunk, the only way for the hopper to be empty when he returns is if something loaded the chunk while he was gone. And then, whatever was following him would be exposed. The trap is set. Now, it's time to explore.
I gotta admit, this looks very, very overwhelming. I don't even know how I'll be able to handle exploring that, because I wouldn't even know which way to go.
Avoiding the lake so as to not load the chunk. Every inch of this place looks exactly the same. The same gray floor, the same strange trees. Everywhere he looks, there's nothing.
It's almost like the backgrounds in Minecraft.
Until, just in the corner of the screen, there's a sign. But it's hard to spot, and Avery doesn't seem to see it, and he keeps walking. Then he pauses. Interesting. That's the third sign we've seen so far. What? Where? Third sign? I've only seen this one. But it turns out he's right. Going back and re-watching the footage, just barely hidden in the corners of the screen are two other signs.
How the hell do you notice that extremely quickly when you're walking through? Like, your eyes would probably be darting like absolutely everywhere. How do you catch that? That is, I mean, okay, no. So I was thinking maybe mentioned it after look at the recording, but no, this is still in the moment. So how would you notice that?
Avery crossed earlier in the recording, though he gave no indication at the time that he noticed them. Avery goes back to all three signs. All of them are blank, so I don't know what to make of it, but Avery seems to be satisfied, and he explains why. These signs all seem to point to one place. Both of these angled ones point in the same direction. And he's right. If you line up a coordinate grid with the location and rotation of the signs, you get this. So he's right, all of them point a certain way, and if you trace out their intersection, it hits one specific point. He also pulls off this brilliant move, which you rarely see from these protagonists, by turning the difficulty to peaceful because he ran out of food. Absolutely genius. But with that said, he returns to the lake to check on his contraption. And nothing showed up. Items are still flowing out of the hopper, which would be impossible if anything had loaded the chunk. Avery tells us exactly this. Nothing came through. Not to mention, the blocks are still in the same position Avery placed them to plug the hole. Now that he's shaken off whatever was following him, Avery sails back, presumably to find the intersection points of the signs. But before he does that, he opens up chat and says this. Something is here. What? How? Why is Avery saying that? Why isn't he sending it in chat? What did he see? I don't know if it can hear me. But I'm not taking any chances. The grass block. When Avery left the chunk, he didn't just set one trap for the entity, he set two. Without mentioning anything to us, he placed a grass block next to a block of dirt. In Minecraft, grass can't spread if the chunk isn't loaded. The only way that this block is now grass is if something other than Avery loaded this chunk. I'm not scared, but my gut says to keep moving.
See, like, if you understand when it comes to chunks in Minecraft, you would probably get spooked by this. But because I barely understand chunks when it comes to Minecraft, I'm just like, I'm a little bit confused.
Maybe I am scared.
No, I mean, it's good to admit it.
The other sign was pointed head on.
What are these music choices?
Baby, I'm home again.
Okay. Okay. And you're back.
Avery walks through a tunnel. A tunnel which quickly turns into a maze. And slowly but surely, dead end after dead end, Avery navigates through it.
I would hate this. I mean, I hate mazes in general, but I would hate this.
Avery is clearly smart. Smart enough to set a trap, and smart enough to set a backup. But whatever this thing is that's following him, it's smart too. Smart enough to block up the tunnel it entered from. Smart enough to refill the hopper with items after loading the chunk. Smart enough to hide its presence. This world seems to be guiding Avery somewhere. The whispers in this tunnel coercing him to enter the cave. The signs pointing to the secret entrance under the tree. Whatever this world is, it's leading Avery. But to what? We don't know. All we do know is that he isn't alone. And finally, Avery exits the maze into another giant room with what looks like a cipher above a door, with 3 levers right in front of it. Avery stares up at it, says he'll need a pen and paper, and blocks up the tunnel where he came from. The footage ends with him staring up at the code, deep in thought.
I mean, yeah, this is exactly what I would do. I would literally stare at it, and stare at it, and stare at it, and just I wouldn't do anything because I'm just staring at it, and like my brain is just like failing to compute anything.
You can see the code atop the doorway looks something like this. It doesn't immediately remind me of anything, and plugging it into a cipher decoder gives me no ideas either. Running each of the candidate ciphers just gives gibberish every single time. Whatever this code is, there's unfortunately no way that I or Avery can solve it. The second half of the footage picks up with 17 minutes of just staring at the wall, and then he gets it. Okay, I guess it was solvable. Avery says it's a good poem, but doesn't actually reveal what it said, only that it uses cipher stacking, a technique where 2 ciphers are layered one on top of the other to make a code almost undecipherable. How Avery actually solved it with a pen and paper is beyond me, but the puzzle isn't over yet. There's still this gate, which Avery suspects is some sort of combination lock, but instead of a pen and paper, his solution this time is a bit more, how do I put this? Efficient.
Unfortunately for you, you know what? For a moment I was thinking, how efficient? What is he doing? And then I realized, right, yeah, you're going towards this brick thing. Of course you're going to use a pickaxe.
And with that, wait. Who's Durlord 3? For the first time in this footage, Avery's censor bar lingers for just a second too short.
Wow.
And we get a glimpse of the name. This isn't Avery's name. This isn't Avery's skin. Maybe the reason that we got two different
is because it's two different people.
Stories about where this world came from is because the player we've been watching this entire time isn't Avery at all. But if that's the case, then who is this? The world at the beginning is clearly the same one that Avery was.
What if the person that's following is the guy that we're following? Imagine if that's a twist. I don't know how that would work, but imagine if that was a twist.
Playing on. So what's going on here? If it is Avery on an alt account, why the conflicting stories in the description and the document? And if it's not Avery, then who is this other person and why are they claiming that this is their world they found? I genuinely just don't know, but the only way to find out is to keep watching as Durlord walks through the tunnel after the puzzle and finds himself in the village.
I wonder if any villagers live here. I mean, at least from the glimpse of everything, it doesn't seem like anybody is living here. Like, no villagers, nobody. So there is literally just a village, like, deep underground in this area, and there's like nobody living. That would be freaky. Although I've got to admit, I like the look of this fountain. Like, what is that a statue of, or what is that ornament of? You know, I wish we could go into... I was about to say, I wish we could go into creative mode and fly up, and then just remembered we could just build up. And we're not going to see the ornament? I guess we're done. Oh. Okay, no, we are at the ornament. The edited placement and the structure of it is a bit weird, but okay. So yeah, what is that sort of depicting? What does that represent? I'm just wondering if it represents maybe the thing that's following us, maybe? I don't know. Oh, okay. Wow. So. Ouch.
It's empty.
How are you gonna get out?
This village is strange.
Well, I say how you're gonna get out. You're gonna use blocks to get out, of course, but... Okay.
Clearly abandoned, if the cobwebs and literal holes in the roof didn't make that obvious, and all the chests and containers have nothing inside of them. There's also an interesting amount of yellow in the carpets, beds, and flooring.
I mean, I didn't even notice that.
But wherever Durlord looks, he can't find anything of interest. No lead on where to go or what to do from here. The fountain and statue in the town center is by far the most eye-catching decoration here, but like we can see, it too is empty. There's no path to take from there. So is this the final area then? The final
it's a trap
to what's been going on with this world and what's been following him? I'm not sure, and clearly Durlord isn't either, since he keeps looking around for anything out of the ordinary, anything that might give him a clue of where to look next.
So we're building over the statue now. Or, okay, no, it's just a vantage point to like, see, to have an oversight of the place, okay. And apparently we seem to have noticed something. Oh, okay. I mean, it would be cool if, like, the music was, you know, actually in the game rather than sort of added over the video editing, but so there does seem to be something over there. I mean, I've got to admit, the music, it does add to it. Like, it is immersive. I mean, it's not exactly the type of music I personally like, but it is definitely nice to listen to in this sort of context. And interesting how this house is sort of isolated from the rest. And of course there doesn't seem to be anybody living in here. Of course. Is that it of the music? And now it's just silence? Never mind. Oh, okay, I just realized we found a trapdoor. That's why the music changed. I should have just thought that the music was fading out and then that new music came on, but no, it's because of the reveal. Okie dokie. Very interesting how you have all of this down here in this trapdoor area. And this might be it? That can't be it. Surely.
I hate it here. These idiots are insufferable. They think that devotion will save them. Rest assured, it will not. Not that it will do them any good to believe that anyway. The ones who realized it pretend they didn't. But it doesn't help that there are some of them who truly believe they'll be saved. The king is coming, Maya. If anything, I wager that their king is already here. It's watching me write this. I don't particularly care. I just want this to be done with. The sooner I can leave, the better. He's arrived. I don't know why anyone is surprised to find that out. This is exactly what they were hoping for. I'm going. I'm leaving this here in the rare case someone finds it. If you have found this, I implore you, turn back, disconnect, forget about this world. It's not for you. If you've come here, you must be curious. I know you must want to continue onwards. So I know that this is a heavy ask, but please, do not go any further. For your own good, do not.
Okay, I hear you loud and clear. Okay, so I hear that. So there's definitely near... I mean, I guess kind of smart move. Are you just destroying the place? Oh, okay. So obviously I was wrong. And here I thought that the bookcase was the end of it, but no, it was just the barrier. Why is this guy hesitating to go in though? I mean, I get that it's weird. And I can't... Oh, and we're back here. Maybe there's like multiple tunnels though, right? Going to different places. I guess that would make sense. Although to be fair, there doesn't seem to be anything at the end. Just total darkness. Unless that's just the render distance, maybe. I think it was render distance because yeah, there is definitely something in there now. Though it looks... Yeah, okay, so it's just a normal cave, okay. Looks like the cave that we were in at the beginning-ish. Okay, so we hear the whispering again, I guess. I mean, the whispering is not as prevalent as the whispering beforehand, but it certainly is here. Black box, so black blocks, that's it. Dark blocks. So this must be like the void sort of seeping in. And you can't even break it down, okay. See, like, I do find this more immersive than the voice narration. Now, once again, I don't have an issue per se with the voice narration. I do feel like the pacing of the voice narration is a bit too, like, I don't know, it's like cramming so much information into your brain. But then I like this because it's just silence. And you just don't get any voice narration. And I mean, at least for me personally, I just find that more immersive. I don't know about anybody else, but I just do. Oh my goodness me, hate that, hate that, hate that. I mean, I know it's a cave sound, but still. You took the words right out of my mouth, chat. Oh my goodness me. It's, yeah, okay, so it's blocks that don't exist. Oh, that is, bizarre. Solace? Or, light? Wow. So this was more like a gateway, or like a portal to somewhere else. Maybe this is the place that, like, doesn't exist, right? Between material planes and, like, between realities. Question is, are you able to go in? Wow. Okay. Hate that. This is actually a little bit unnerving. Yeah, I hated that. I mean, at least you kind of finally found it, right? You were sort of searching for something, and I guess... Or maybe you didn't mean to finally find it, and you was hoping that it wasn't real, maybe? Oh god, this is gonna take fucking forever now, isn't it? Breaking blocks without... Never mind. And you're... Wow, you're all the way back. But then again, you're not Avery, you're somebody else.
Whatever you do at the crossroads, don't turn left. Don't be fooled. It's listening. You can't outsmart it. It's listening to me. It's watching me. It isn't from this world. At the crossroads, don't turn left. 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 And the footage ends. Right there. Durlord was the person who wrote the book in Avery's world. How? It shouldn't even be possible that the tunnel led him back to that mine. Durlord found this world on his computer, and Avery found Durlord's old laptop in the storage locker and has been playing on it ever since. But what is this world? What was following Durlord in this footage, and most importantly, what was behind those gates? I didn't put that sensor bar there, that was in the original footage. Whatever is behind that black square was enough to drive probably the smartest protagonist I've ever seen into running for his life. Something that a whole village of people was trying to summon. Something that this entire world has been hiding. A king? What does that even mean? I don't know what to tell you, but I can tell you one thing. The code at the end of the book, now with this footage, we can solve it. Each number corresponds to one slot in Durlord's inventory. 1 here and 36 here. Take the first letter of each item, or whatever number is indicated after the dash. From that, we can get this. Run Avery. It's here. Durlord was giving one last warning, hoping that whatever was following him wouldn't see. But how? How would he possibly know that Avery would find this world? There's no way for him to know who Avery even is. Whatever he saw behind those doors, whatever he knows about this world now, we may never understand. But one thing is certain. Whatever was coming for him is coming for Avery next. This isn't over.
Okay, so as you can tell, holy okay, so this one's this current one is 40 minutes long, and it's too fucking that is insane. That is insane. But all I will say about this is I did like this, though I did get a little bit, I was kind of nodding off a little bit when I was being fed so much information from the narrator. Once again, like I'm pointing out the narration quite a lot, and I guess it's because I'm just not that much of a fan of like the pacing of it, because there doesn't seem to be like a space, like at least like a second of space, or maybe like half a second of space between like what you're saying. I don't know. Again, I keep on pointing out, and it's not that I hate it, because usually if you point out something like so many times, it means that you've got a real issue with it, and that's not really the case. It's something that's sort of glaringly obvious to me, and I can't help but point it out. But apart from that, though, I did find it somewhat interesting, though, because it's talking about something, and it feels incomprehensible to like think about what that something could be that's on like the other side. And I'm hoping that they're able to I know that they've already made a sequel right here, but I'm hoping that they're able to conclude it or continue it. Conclude it like in a satisfying way that doesn't like make the audience feel disappointed about like what they went through. And I'm hoping that it makes sense as well. I mean, I'm sure it might make sense, but it's really, really difficult when you've got when you're talking about something that seems, I don't know, impossible, or you're alluding so much mystery towards this thing that is here and is following you, but you can't quite describe what it is. So I'm really, really hoping that it leads to somewhere and it leads to something in it. And I have not actually heard anybody talk about it, so I don't know what the reception is going to be like. But apart from that, everybody, I hope you have all enjoyed this reaction. It may be a subpar reaction, but I'm trying out reacting to different videos just to see which videos I like reacting to more so. And I mean, I'm obviously going to do more and more and more of these reaction videos. I just don't know how it's going to be received, and I don't want to overthink it, but at the same time, I can't help but overthink it. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. I hope you have all enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out, everybody.